Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Please take a moment to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it yet, and let's get started. First post by you/Boxafrit. Mom made me apologize to my siblings for trying to commit suicide. So I woke up in the middle of the night and can't fall back asleep, and all I can think about is something that happened when I was 12. I didn't grow up the best household. Forced homeschooling, no sports or outside activities. So really I was stuck home all the time. My mom taught me things while homeschooling, which was just me in the background watching her teach my siblings. I'm the youngest of 4, but anyway, that's really besides the point. My main one is that I was depressed as fuck. I tried drowning myself in the bathtub, and got close to passing out before my body of course forced me up for air. As a child I freaked out, because I knew what I was trying to do, but not exactly why. So I quickly got dressed and went straight to my mom. She then proceeded to only ask how did I try, made me show her the bathroom, and then she just shook her head and sighed, called all my siblings to the dining room, had them sit down, looked at me and said, "You want to tell your siblings what you just tried to do and apologize?" All I remember thinking was, is she serious? But bit my tongue and told them anyway. I tried to drown myself, I'm sorry. There wasn't really a reaction. My 2 eldest siblings kinda just shrugged, but then my one sister that's just a year older later told me that she was happy I didn't do it, especially since nobody would want to see my naked bloated body anyway. So yeah, it was never talked about again. I'm not sure my dad was told. There was many attempts later in life to KMS, but I'm 21 now, still depressed, and have self-body image issues. I live with my boyfriend of 6 years and barely talk to any of them now. Edit. Hello everyone. I just wanted to start off with I want to thank you for your thoughtful comments and sharing your experiences. It means a lot to me. I did not expect this to be read, let alone get to where we are right now, but again thank you. 1. When I posted this I was sleep deprived and hungover, still kinda am, but nothing like a coffee and a nap to fix that, so I'm sorry if it's not well put together. I pretty much never post, so I don't exactly get the swing of things yet. 2. Please don't bash my siblings. I may have some problems with them, but we still share the same mother, and they were also mistreated. 3. To all the people going into my old posts and in the comments telling me to drown myself, as well as people who think this is a weird dick comparing contest for karma with trauma, I hope you shit yourself at work, and then all transportation fails you. Comments. First by Spinach Spinosaurus. My mom beat or ridiculed me when I was talking about suicide as a kid. The short period my father was there was an incident too. Basically, my mom called me for something in the bathroom, accused me on doing something I didn't do, can't remember what it was, but it was something insignificant like putting the soap on the wrong spot or something, then slapped me for lying. As I ran out, crying and saying, I wished I'd be dead, I ran into my father, hearing that, looking at me with a stern look, and he slapped me out of nowhere and yelled at me why the EFF I was saying something like that. Then he went into the bathroom, asking WTF was up, Mom explained, and all I can hear is the voice of my father, angrily yelling, no wonder she wants herself dead. It should have been a moment where both of these people realized something's really wrong here, but nothing like that happened. And I am not even surprised, as they are both victims of childhood abuse, so this was basically normal for them. I, on the other hand, just start feeling really sad every time I think of this. Reply from Remain Off the Day. It's amazing your egg donor told him the truth, but still couldn't protect you. However, how family crazy court systems can be, and side with abusers, because they can put on such a phony front. Reply from Spinach Spinosaurus. Oh no, first of all, she's my mom. She might be my abuser, but she's a victim too. I know of her abuse, since I had not only to live with her mom, my grandma, for some time, 2 months vacation time, literally, and boy that woman is trouble. I have a strained relationship with her, but she cares and loves me too, but got told a lot by her after I moved out and started to look into the whole circle of abuse thing. I was aware of it as a child, too, as my grand aunt and uncle, especially aunt, told me a lot from her childhood, so I came to the conclusion I probably would pass it on to my kids. Like a genetic disease. People on Reddit are quick to judge and damn somebody, because everything seems so clear and black and white. And it's true, it sucks, and my mom could have noticed what was wrong. And in a sense, she did, judging by some of the parental guides she had in her shelves. But she wasn't aware of the most important thing, and that's the existence of said circle of abuse, meaning, how can you act emotionally matured if all your emotions have been wrecked as a child and all the conflict-solving methods you basically got was yelling, screaming, beating, physical and mental abuse? How do you want to cope with conflicts if your emotions are overwhelming you and you never learned how to deal with that first? And how should an adult act in a non-destructive way if their actual role models, their parents/family, never intervened, or acted the same, or never shown them a good way to cope? Do you know why people are making fun of timeouts and stuff? Because we are used to resort to violence to solve conflicts. A child misbehaving is a conflict, but most people rather resort to yelling, slapping and beating, spanking, than patience and stuff. Looking into my family's history, without actually looking, just by behavior, and the things I went to as a child, I know they have been broken in an early age, long before they even have been born. I mean my parents, and my guess is, it's because of some trauma that happened. And from my maternal grandma's side, I know there is loads of trauma, some because of the war, some because of the time immediately after the war. It's shown in the actions of her as a mom, and it's shown in the life her twin brother lived in his younger years. My maternal grandpa went through some shit too, as a young child. By war, by the time afterwards, and by his father, who I assume didn't know any better either. I don't blame these people. Blame just causes anger. And anger causes violence. And thus, the circle of abuse continues. When it comes to my paternal grandparents, they were abusive too, even towards me. While my maternal grandma sometimes just flipped a switch and went overly angry about something significant, my paternal grandparents ridiculed me, spanked me, all of that. And there was emotional neglect involved too. So I see why my father was the person he was, becoming an alcoholic, trying to achieve a better good, but running away from responsibilities, as they were too much for him to cope with. That and most likely having ADHD and depression isn't a great combo. He's a stranger to me. He tried to be a dad, he mostly took my side, but he was very absent in my life. It got to the point when he reappeared, I just thought it's better if he stays away, as I knew the outcome would just be more conflicts, screaming and dysfunctioning conflict solving that there was already to deal with. He died in May 2014, alone. Not even his family cared enough about him, and they lived right next to him. Everyone hated him. He did reach out to me, but I didn't know he was dying. I just had a long time anger and resentment towards him, and lashed out. I really wished, instead of turning away, he would have said I am sorry. Everything about it makes me sad. I am not angry. I have no reason to call my parents anything else than my parents. My mom is my mom and I call my father or by name. There is no need to be angry about it. Am I hurt? Yes. I am hurt, I am troubled, and have problems to move on. But I understood there is no point on being angry, as this just results in another circle of abuse towards them, which is going to fuel the one that cuts into me. I understand people who cut their parents out of their life for being their abuser. I understand why they use these distancing terms towards them. But you see, I am not angry, I don't need to distance myself from my anger. I accepted my pains, my hurts, I cry, when I have to, I mourn the things that never were and never will be when I feel like it, and I love and care for my dysfunctional family. I am angry if they wrong me, and I forgive, but never forget, as time goes on. And that's the funny thing, I learned that I can accept, tolerate, forgive things without forgetting them. Just as people can cut their parents out of their life for their own well-being, narcissists, etc., and still respect and love them. The sadness and pain over it will stay, but what's damaging is the anger and hate. I let go of that. I talk about it, and yes, at times, I just sit here and cry talking about it. But that's it. I have a good relationship with my mom, and I am able to have it because I kept asking questions why this shit happened, looked for answers, and just kept talking to Mom. She is actually a very pleasant person, and I would 100% trust her with any children I might have. She's even stepping up as an aunt for kids that aren't related to her by blood, as in my niece and nephew, BIL and SIL kids. You might not understand or agree with me in this, yet, there is one word of advice I'd like to give you: there is more in life than black and white. There are loads of nuances you will miss. If people just think in black and white, they dehumanize other people, and that just leads to more garbage conflicts. And, by only thinking black and white, it's most likely your life's anger is taking the lead, which is something you never should allow to happen. TLDR, my parents are people. They have had a shitty life, got controlled by their anger and pain when there were conflicts, thus, becoming my abusers. But I know their pain not only from experience, but by understanding they are deeply hurt people who carried the burden long before they have been born, by a trauma their parents and maybe even grandparents or great-grandparents had to live with. And while I wish they better parents to me as a child, I still can at least accept that and try to get them know as people, for the parent who is still alive. To the parent that is dead, I am sorry, and I am going to keep my promise. Second post by you/Ulfer. Ma'am, your child is ill. That's not allergies. Edit, guess who just woke up with pink eye? It was me. Not the fluff. Edit 2, GP said I don't have bacterial infection, just need to stop itching my eye. I am medically mandated to be a pirate. Call me Nerdbeard. The fluff insisted we go to the park today, just like every other day. But on this fine day, there were 6 dogs in the all-dogs side with 10 people, and 1 child somewhere between 6 and 8. I happen to think this is profoundly irresponsible to do, as there are dogs moving around at max speed who weigh twice as much as the kid, but that's not my circus. Then I noticed the little girl was playing with a pail and shovel in the dog park sand. I realize children by default are walking plague vectors, but that's above and beyond that particular call of duty. My fluff is less concerned with hygiene and likes kids, so he ran over to say hello. He got a face full of sand for his trouble. While this was not ideal, I didn't particularly care. He's an unrepentant back kicker after doing his business, and turnabout is fair play in my humble opinion. I still walked over to referee, because one face full of sand was enough. Then I got close enough to the kid to see her eyes. They were bright pink with a lovely yellow crusty ring along her eyelids. Nope. Nope. Anyone who's given oral antibiotics to a dog, who considers any sort of pill to be poison, will understand how little I wanted my fluff to get conjunctivitis. I called him over and we went through the gate into the empty small dog area. This did not please the little girl, who ran over to cry to Mommy about not being able to get to the fluffy doggy. So Mommy comes over and goes to open the gate to let her little girl in with us. Excuse me, ma'am, please don't open that gate. Your daughter is sick and I don't want my dog to get sick. What do you mean she's sick? She's got allergies. She's fine. I understand she might feel fine, but that's not allergies. That's pink eye. Please do not let her over here. The mom found this hilarious and walked away from the gate. As she's walking back to the man she was talking with, she shouts, "Hey, man's name." This guy thinks girl's name has pink eye. She looks at her daughter, who is rubbing both of her eyes with her balled up hands. "Hey, girl's name, you feel sick?" Little girl affirms that she feels fine. One at a time, other people mosey past the little girl close enough to see her in detail, then beeline for the gate to the small dog side, summoning their fluffy friends. All pretense was lost when a massive Malamute named Yogi came into the small dog area. The last person in the all-dog area was a very nice older lady, looked like someone's grandma. She walks over to the little girl, and gives her a big smile, and asks if she can see something really quickly. Little girl agrees, and the grandma gently grabs her chin, and tilts her head back a little to get a better look. Grandma stands up and thanks the little girl for being such an angel, and then she walks over to the mother and says, "I was a nurse for 25 years, your daughter is sick and might go blind if she doesn't see a doctor. Then she summons her schnoodle named Grumpy, who looks like a grumpy old man, but is the sweetest dog ever, and they join the rest of us for frolicking. Once Grandma joins us in the small dog area, it's just the woman, the man, the little kid, and their cute beagle pupper in the all-dog area. I'd like to say they took the hint and left with dignity, but there was a whole tantrum about how the girl's fine, and we're all being assholes. The parting shot from the mother, who was being ignored, was to me, "I hope you're F*** king happy. You just ruined her whole day."